Hello and welcome. This is the Dressing Gown Diary and I'm Lloyd. We now enter the business end of proceedings at the 2015 World Cup. The quarterfinals all over. I hope you guys saw my review show of what happened at the weekend, so we're not going to dwell on that. What we're going to talk about now is the two massive Southern Hemisphere clashes that take place at Twickenham on Saturday and Sunday. This is World Cup semi-final time. This is all about how deep you can get inside your own guts, your own soul, and find that way to get over the line. These guys have now been involved in the tournament since the beginning of September, when they all arrived in the UK and started training. This has been taking over their life for the best part of 6 weeks. Can you dig deep enough to find that way to get over the line and make the difference? South Africa, New Zealand is an enormous clash. It is so big. The only way South Africa can really see a way through this game is they've got to get into an arm wrestle. They have got to fight their way through New Zealand, because if they let New Zealand play rugby, if they play the way they did against France, this is over. This is test match over in about 20 minutes. But some interesting stats for you. Those that think that South Africa don't really have backs and they rely on their forward play, South Africa have scored 7 tries from the forwards and 11 from the backs in the starting lineup. To compare that, there's no question that New Zealand released their backs because they've scored only 5 tries from the forwards, but they've scored 17 from the backs. Surveyor, over the big back Bluss, has come into town. He's scored 8 tries, and on the other, the wingers combined have now scored 13 tries. So New Zealand are very, very adept at opening space, playing expansive rugby and scoring a lot of points, and that is what they'll want to see. The weather's going to have an impact though. If this rains, it'll be a lot tighter game in terms of the way the game's played. It won't be out wide, so this will have a negative impact on New Zealand. But if South Africa can find a way to target the New Zealand scrum, win some penalties, get some early points on the board, start building the pressure, it'll be interesting to see what happens. There'll be members of TFL there. The MD and the chairman will be present at Twickers, and so will my friend Stefan, who no doubt is carrying a bit more timber after a few more days on holiday. But let's move on to the second game of the weekend. Australia against Argentina. Now, the way Australia dispatched England earlier in the tournament, everyone thought they were nailed-on favourites. That didn't come to pass with the tough game they had against Wales and the tough game they had against Scotland. Argentina, however, progressed relatively serenely. They pushed New Zealand very, very hard in the opening pool match they played. Subsequently, they've dispatched people, done it very workmanlike, nothing too much, and then they opened up against Ireland and absolutely destroyed them. If they can release their backs show incision, accuracy. They are very, very dangerous, and if Australia let Argentina play, it's going to be a very, very tight battle. It'll be interesting to see how the Australian pack line up in terms of clearly with the Argentinian influence of Ledesma, that the scrum and the driving maul for both teams will be a very, very powerful weapon. Will it end up as it did against Australia against Wales, where the packs basically neutralised each other for the first 20 minutes? The first 3 or 4 scrums didn't even cross the centre point, but there was massive effort from both teams. Is that what we will see? Now, I have a theory on how big teams play, and they always have difficulty in picking themselves up when they played a series of big matches. Now, Australia have been involved in an epic match against England, an epic match against Wales, and then Scotland. I'm not really sure that they can emotionally get themselves up for this. It's so draining. I know, as having been present in Twickenham for 3 out of the 3 of the big games that Wales have played in, it's emotionally draining. You walk away from the stadium absolutely destroyed. Can Australia find a way to get up? And that is why this week, Freddie's flutter. Freddie, come over. What have we got? Freddie's flutter is to back Argentina to beat Australia. You can get sort of 3.5 to 1 on this, so it's definitely worth a look. Because at the end of the day, now Wales are out of the World Cup. Freddie, who are we supporting? Argentina! 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 And for all my Argentinian followers out there, of course it'll be ole, 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 ola, ole, 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 cada día quieres más. Oh, Argentina, el sentimento, So for you guys out there not lucky enough to be present at the stadium at the weekend, I'm sure you'll find a way to watch both games. I hopefully should be watching the second semi-final with David Edwards. Have a great weekend watching rugby. We'll be back with a review show on Sunday evening, Monday. Cheers very much.